the Labour government under control of Kier Starmer, people like Sadiq Khan, people like Yvette Cooper, and people like Richard Hammer are funneling money into organisations that want to end your free speech and bring Islamic blasphemy laws into Britain for the first time. I don't know whether you normally watch my videos, but please do watch this one, and please do send it to all your friends, because this is so important. Probably the most important video I've ever made. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this. Please do subscribe, but more importantly, hit the bell notification icon and watch this till the end, because you will be absolutely stunned by what you're about to find out. Well, I want to say to you one thing. I think it's absolutely right that we all have a duty to be nice to each other, to be polite to each other, and to be kind to each other. And I think that political correctness, one of the most dangerous things about it, is it fundamentally plays on that politeness. I'm going to tell you something. In my house, on my bookshelf, not behind me, it's round the corner, I have a copy of the Quran. It was given to me in the original Arabic, even though it has an English translation on the other side. You can imagine, because the way that they read over there, you can read it from both sides and it makes sense. It's not supposed to be normally ever sold, and it wasn't. And it's not supposed to be given to a non-Muslim, but it was given to me as a present from a very dear friend of mine. Now, I keep it in my bookshelf and I don't touch it if I've had alcohol for the previous 24 hours. And even if I haven't, I still wash my hands. The reason I do that is because I greatly value the friendship, the love and support of the chap that gave it to me. He's somebody that I've talked about previously, who was the mayor of the Royal Borough of Windsor Maidenhead. But I also defend your right to burn a Quran. Now, the reason I defend that right is not because I wish to do it. I've already told you about my attitude towards the Quran that was given to me. What I think is that we need to divide out two things. What you should do as a decent, honest, honourable and polite person, and what it is the government's duty and right to tell you what to do. In the past couple of days, a man in Manchester was arrested for burning the Quran. There was a large number of police there. I mean, just dozens of them in the video that I saw. Now, blasphemy law is something that was abolished in the United Kingdom, actually fairly recently. I think it was in the 1990s, but nonetheless, something that had massively fallen out of favour. Now, I understand that it is offensive to people to have the Quran burnt. I understand that. And people have said to me before today, well, I bet if you burnt a Bible in Mecca, you'd get away with it. That's not true. Every Islamic country bans anything that is critical of Christianity or Islam or Judaism, actually, in the religious sense, rather than persecuting Jews themselves. But that is something that I think is unacceptable, but it is a matter for you. I believe that it should not be illegal, and yet Kier Starmer and his government are telling police continually to crack down on this. We've talked on this channel on so many occasions about free speech. Well, you know something? Free speech is not something I wish to practice. And this is the bit that people don't understand. I don't want to go out and shout abuse at you. You know, if I see you down the street wearing something stupid, or if you want to go dress as a woman when you're a bloke, or as a bloke when you're a woman, I'm not going to walk up to you and insult you. It's not my desire to do that. The reason is because you're just some person walking past me. But I'm not going to allow you to criminalise it, because that's when it becomes abusive. Well, let's show you something about what's happened with Kier Starmer. And this is from the Guido Fawkes website, which I'll put a link into the description. Okay, this week, I'll just read this out to you. Earlier this week, two major taxpayer-funded charities, the Esme Fairbairn Foundation and the Paul Hamlin Foundation, which received 1.4 million from the government between 20 and 23, were exposed for funneling £300,000 into a left-wing censorship outfit. It's called the Centre for Counselling Digital Hate. Okay? They were founded by the Chief of Staff at Number 10, Morgan McSweeney, and they say they're an anti-hate campaign. But let's just say, them along with Stop Funding Hate are campaigning to end your freedom of speech. One of them tries to get the police to arrest you. The other one tries to force advertisers like O2 or Vodafone or 3 from advertising on places like GB News and X. Listen to this. One of the trustees, Akila Ahmed, said that Trump was a fascist and uses the rhetoric of Hitler. Stop Funding Hate co-founder said Rishi Sunak was an absolute effer and tweeted that Farage was a fascist. Somebody else who was a trustee of Oxfam as well, I mean, they're dreadful, said that Britain should pay India $5 trillion in reparations. Another one said that British MAGA supporters were all Nazis. And somebody else said that our views in life were racially aggravating hate. You know something? That's British taxpayers' money. I'm fine with a Muslim coming up to me and saying I've been disrespectful towards that Quran. I don't think I have been, and I've told you I don't think I have. But that is between me and him. It's not a matter for the government to come into. And what is happening here with this College of Policing? What is happening here with Hope Not Hate? What is happening here with all of these trusts? Stop hatred this and stop trans whatever and stop violence against whatever. All they are doing time and time again is attempting to stymie legitimate political debate. I mean, let me tell you something that upset me about Black Lives Matter. You know, I was forced, because they forced me, because I didn't agree with their political opinions, to be in the camp of Black Lives not mattering, right? Well, so they'd say Black Lives matter, you say Black Lives don't. No. But that's not what you're arguing for. You're arguing for a race war from the United States of America to be imported into Britain. You're arguing for reforms of the police which have no relevance whatsoever to the United Kingdom. You're talking about George Floyd as if he was a British national. I saw a group of police officers down the street where somebody attempted to spit at them on the basis that they had behaved appallingly in Alabama. Oh, they're all police. Well, no, they're not. They're a completely different organisation. The Metropolitan Police, whatever you think of them, have got nothing to do with the police in Alabama. And yet, that import from the United States of America, I was forced, I was made to sound like I was a bad person because I opposed it. Taxpayers' money should be going into the one thing that's more important than anything else, this free speech on campus law. Because I'm going to tell you something. There is a big reason why nobody burns the Torah. There is a big reason why nobody burns the Bible, because nobody has tried to make it illegal. The bloke who burnt the Quran didn't burn it because he had some theological disagreement with the Prophet Muhammad. He did it because he was told that he shouldn't do it. He was told that it was a totemic issue about his freedom of speech and his rights. And he was told that not by my local mosque. He was told that by the police. He was told that by Kier Starmer. He was told that by Sadiq Khan. He was told that by Yvette Cooper. We need to end this move towards Islamic blasphemy. And why are people doing it? Under threat of tease. If you don't bring in Islamic blasphemy laws, then we will attack you. Well, that is precisely the same thing that happened in Yugoslavia on all sides. By the way, if you don't support us, we'll attack you, etc., etc. We need to move away from this. And this idea that £300,000 a year, think about the number of nurses on 20 grand a year. £300,000, I can do the maths, by the way, it's 15. But think about the number of nurses that you could have for the money being paid to stop free speech. And I'm going to say this as somebody who does not work for this company and who has only very briefly worked for the company. I'm banned from GB News because you're not allowed to be a talk presenter and a GB News contributor and vice versa. I think it's a stupid rule. I've told both companies that I think it's a stupid rule. But nonetheless, there's nothing in it for me when I say to you that the boycott that these Hope Not Hate people and Stop Funding Hate people did to GB News was completely unacceptable. It is Britain's most successful television news channel in terms of its number of viewers. And the idea that it loses money because advertisers are frightened of advertising on it, I find that grotesque and offensive. It makes no difference to me. They don't pay me. I don't work for them. But I think we should be very clear that this Stop Funding Hate are a dangerous organisation and they need to be stopped, and Starmer needs to be stopped, and Sadiq Khan needs to be stopped, and Yvette Cooper needs to be stopped. Till next time, goodbye.